Hey everybody, it's Shauna, and welcome to my Shauna Moa channel. I forgot to do my wave thing. Oh boy. Guys, it's Friday. That's my recording day. I'm gonna put my hood back up. Hopefully you guys can hear me because I did not bring my headphones. And it's kind of windy on my end. The wind kind of comes and goes. I apologize if I'm holding the ankle kind of weird. But Tuesdays, Fridays, those are my recording days. And there's a lot of squeaks and creaks that are happening because of the wind. And I don't know if any of these trees are going to blow over. Hopefully not on me. Knock on wood. Okay, I can knock on this thing. It's still wood. Anyways, I'm not going to risk going down there because my foot might go through. So, as you guys can see, I'm wearing my boots as usual. I'm wearing a different jacket, of course. I'm wearing a thicker jacket because it's a lot cooler than it was on Tuesday. So now I'm just talking about living on disability is not really a vacation. Boy. There's so many people who are on the system who actually need to be on the system, while there are people who live on the system and who abuse the system. Because there are a lot of teen moms who like to be on welfare for the rest of their life so they get money for their drugs and alcohol. And that's just a majority of them. A lot of people like to have kids at a young age so they can buy money for their drugs and alcohol and unnecessary makeup and all this useless crap. And, you know, then they complain about living in the ghetto. They live in such dirty houses. And that's just from my experience. I know there are a lot of young people who have kids who actually have their lives together. You know, if they've gone to school, they're living in a clean house, and they're putting their kids before them. But the people that I know are using their kids as pawns. They're manipulative. The house is always dirty, and it's disgusting. And this whole thing with Ford and voting him out, and something about disability. I know a little bit about it. I haven't really been reading much articles about it, but from my experience, living on disability is not a vacation. I struggle with anxiety and depression. Like, that's what my disabilities cause. You know, FAS and APD, that's what I was talking about in my last video, and they do affect my anxiety and depression. And, you know, sometimes I do wish I can be like everybody else. You know, I wish I can be like most of you watching this. And, you know, sometimes I wish I can go to school like everybody else and go to work like everybody else and clock in and out. And unfortunately for me, my life is different. And I hate people who say, get a life, why don't you, people who say get a life. I'm like, you know what? If I didn't have a life, I would be dead. And the thing is, everybody has a different life. Just because it's not like yours doesn't mean you have to talk down to people. You don't have to make people feel bad. You know, just because I'm living my life differently from yours, that doesn't mean you have to always knock me down or try to compete with me or try to make me feel bad, because that's just stupid. Everybody has a life. Whether it is good or bad, everybody has a life. And it's not going to be 100% perfect. You know, not everybody has to love you. Not everybody has to worship you. And, you know, I think people crave this attention. And it's really, really sad. You know, I'm humble with my life. You know, my life is not perfect because I'm living on disability. I make YouTube videos at least once or twice a week. I write these fanfics that most people will admit that they like. You know, people don't say they like fan fiction, but most people do. You know, I teach myself different subjects that I like to learn, and I'm not learning at a quick pace like some of you guys are. I'm learning very slowly. I take very little information in I can't even get my words right. Astrophysics, and it's a tough subject, guys. I like to study a lot of the science topics, and even though I have trouble with it, I take very little information about 3 days a week, and I learn very slowly. Like, I'm a very slow learner when it comes to these subjects that I learn, and I'm the type of person who likes to take things slowly. I don't like to rush through things. I like to embrace every little moment and just to take one step at a time, because a lot of people these days, they love to compete with people. They love to try to be better than everybody else, to try to talk down to others and make themselves look cool. I'm like, no, trying to blow out somebody else's candle is not going to make yours shine any brighter. My life is not perfect, and do I wish I was normal like some of you watching this? Sometimes, but am I happy with the way my life is right now? I'm able to go to Toronto and Cedar Point every year, and sometimes I'm able to take different trips in the States, as long as, family or friends are with me. Hey guys, it's my shadow. Yeah, I do wish I can be normal, but what is normal when everybody's different? Just because somebody has a different opinion or is living a different life than you doesn't mean you have to talk them down and have to make them feel bad just because they're living a different life. And this is for offended people, for people who are offended by everything. Just because somebody has a different opinion or you guys have different interests or different political views, that doesn't mean you have to hate somebody. For example, I like seafood. One of my friends on the internet, she hates seafood, but that doesn't mean I'm going to hate her for it. And that's what I don't understand, is just because I like a certain type of food doesn't mean I'm going to force it on other people. And that's what I wish everybody could be like. I wish people can be more accepting and open-minded and less judgmental, because I live on disability and it's not a vacation. I wake up 3 days a week early, and I basically made myself a schedule where, okay, I can record my YouTube videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. I can study astrophysics for a couple hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I kind of feel like I'm going to school, but I'm just at home, and I'm learning at my own pace. I still have a life, and just because it's not like yours doesn't mean you have to try to make me feel bad. And there are people who have who complain about people who live on the system, and people who complain just because somebody is has a different life than theirs. And I made a rant on Facebook a while ago, sometime this year, because I was kind of tired of it. I was tired of this one student. Basically, I went to my dad's work. He works at a university. I was in the bathroom, and I heard this one girl say, "I am so stressed out because of how this girl lives her life." And a while later, I make a rant on Facebook, and now I'm making a video about it, because this girl was complaining how stressed she was in her life. She was talking about how stressed she was because of how somebody else was living their life. I'm like, I don't get it. What's with all these jealous and people being stressed out over other people's lives? It's not your business. Focus on your own life. I think if people focus on their own life, they could be a lot happier, because it doesn't matter what your opinion is or what expression you use. People are so overly sensitive and offended these days. And I'm not really sure who's screaming. It's a ghost. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna go now. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below, turn on notifications. My social media links are in the description box down below, as usual, along with stuff that I forgot to say. I really hope that you guys can hear me, because I did not bring my headphones, and the wind is kind of starting to pick up now. I really hope you guys can hear me. But yeah, living on disability is not a vacation. And you know what? My life is different. Do I get sad sometimes because I wish I can be like most of you? Yeah, going to school and going to work. Yeah, sometimes I do. But am I happy with how my life is? Of course, because I'm able to make my own schedule and to learn on my own. And I'm able to take these certain road trips that may not be a big deal to you, but it is definitely a big deal to me. And regardless of what anybody says, you know, fuck what people think. Screw what people think. If people have a negative opinion against me, if they try to make me feel bad, it's not going to work because I'm content with my life. I'm grateful that I have a home, I have a family, I have friends, I have clothes and food. And I can't be any more thankful. You know, I'm blessed. And if people are negative and jealous, that is their problem. They can deal with that on their own. And if people want to complain about other people living on the system, that's their problem that they're going to have to deal with. If they want to go ahead and be stressed just because I'm living my life my way, then they can just go suck it. I don't really care about anyone, and you know, I don't let people's opinions and stuff get to me because it's just not worth it. It's high school crap, and I really hope everybody can be more open-minded and less judgmental and just be more grateful with how their life is, because you know, I like to focus on the positive side of things. Anyways, I'm gonna go now, guys. I will see you probably Tuesday. Alright, peace.